is clearly identified there. Prophet Jesus followed the same principle. Prophet David, Solomon, may God's peace and blessing be upon all of them. They all followed these laws that pork, the pig, was not to be eaten. Of course, if you asked somebody 1,400 years ago, why? What's wrong with the pig? And especially for those of us who are in this world now eating the pig, I'm sure you will argue it's very sweet. It tastes fine, you know. Of course, those of us who are Muslims, especially those born Muslims, who lived in Muslim families, you know, we may even have an idea that the pig is horrible. It tastes bad. And no, it doesn't taste bad. I'm saying that because of the fact that, you know, my name is Dr. Bilal Phillips. Phillips indicates to you that at one time I wasn't a Muslim. I was born in a Christian family and raised a Christian. However, in my early 20s, I, after searching for the truth, found Islam and became a Muslim. And from there, I went and did my studies in Islamic law and Islamic theology, etc., in Saudi Arabia. But what am I saying here? I'm saying that I know the taste of the pig is okay. It tasted fine. As a non-Muslim, I ate it. But as a Muslim, when I became a Muslim, and I knew that God prohibited it, becoming a Muslim meant I submitted to the will of God. God said that we should not eat this. I gave it up, believing that God knows best. God knows best. Of course, modern science has shown that the pig is the main carrier of trichinosis, a particular disease passed by a particular worm which lives in the flesh of the pig and is kept in the cycles of its eating habits, etc. And it's very devastating to the health of human beings. And the only way to kill it is to cook it. When you cook the meat, it's cooked at very, very high temperatures, which are not attainable in most kitchens. You have to cook it a long time and at very high temperatures. So this disease is passed on. Now, it's not a disease which necessarily kills you, but it's still something harmful to us. So Muslims who, from the time the revelation came, in the time of Prophet Muhammad, may God's peace and blessing be upon him, as well as the Muslims who followed Prophet Jesus, and Muslims who followed Prophet David and Prophet Abraham, Prophet Moses, because they were all Muslims, they all were spared the ravages of this particular disease. Now, of course, someone would say to us, well, what if we raised a hygienic pig, a pig that didn't eat any of these things which will give it this disease, and when we cook the meat, we're going to cook it at this high temperature. Will you eat it now? No. Still won't eat it. Because of the fact that we have found through modern science some harm in the pig, it doesn't mean that this is the totality of the harm that there is there. So we do not limit ourselves or choose not to do or to do based only on our scientific discoveries, etc. The scientific discoveries may support, give us further clarification on the prohibitions of God, but it is not the basis under which we follow that prohibition or not follow the prohibition. We follow the prohibition based on revelation. And when we look at the other things, the prohibition of alcohol, it's very clear. God prohibited alcohol. Very clear. The harm which is in alcohol is undeniable to the person who drinks, the harm that happens to his body, to the person who becomes intoxicated, then he harms others, or he may harm himself through driving his car, having accidents. You know, how many crimes are committed under the state of intoxication? You know, when societies, I've seen studies done on the amount of work hours that are lost by society, in the West especially, society, due to people's drunkenness, you know, hangovers, etc., etc. So technically speaking, the harm is obvious and clear. And this is why in America, for one period of time, in the 20s, 30s, there was a period known as prohibition. when the rulers of the society decided that this thing is really harmful to society, so let us stop it. But because the people would not accept it based on fear of God, then you had bootlegging, people who were illegally producing the alcohol, selling it. The rich people were able to drink it, the poor were not able to get it, or they're getting bad quality, killing themselves, etc., etc. Eventually, pressure from the society forced the rulers to repeal those laws, and they brought it back. But for Muslim society, the prohibition of alcohol will remain because people reject it, recognize its prohibition, not merely because of the obvious harm that they can see, but fundamentally because of the divinely revealed prohibition, because it's from God. So, dear viewers, what we can see here is that we have Islamic law, divinely revealed, which is applied to our present-day circumstances based on our understanding of the present-day circumstances of the rulings existing in various things. From this, we will seek to answer your questions, giving support to our answers from the Quran and from the Sunnah. We will not be involving ourselves in opinions, but merely going and giving you rulings from the Quran and the Sunnah. And I hope that you will appreciate this and make your judgments, in terms of accepting or not accepting based on the evidence. This is what we are required to follow in Islam. With that, dear viewers, I would like again, before closing, to encourage you to write in. Send your questions, your suggestions, your encouragement. We would like to hear encouragement also. To me, Dr. Bilal Phillips, under the heading In the Light of Islam, Sharjah TV, P.O. Box 111. If you'd like to call me and speak to me directly, you may call me at the Islamic Information Center in Dubai, telephone number 358-190. With that, dear viewers, we hope to see you in the following programs. We hope you will follow them closely and take as much benefit as you can from them. I would bid you now farewell. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.